Hey everybody, it's Medical Frog. Thanks for checking out the video. In today's video, we're going to be discussing on how to install Crew Chief for iRacing. So, let's get into it. Alright, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to this website right here, right there, to download Crew Chief. You're going to select the very top option called Download Crew Chief for PC. It'll automatically download for you. Open that up. This is what it's going to look like. Just double click that. This is an automatic installer, so all you have to do is just click Next and set up the directory for it. Accept those terms. I don't recommend changing the directory location unless you're really particular with your computer. Personally, I am pretty particular with my computer, but with some of the other games that you can use this for, it needs to know exactly where the directory is at. So I just left it alone when I installed it last, so that way whenever it needs to update or whatever, I don't need to go in and manually try to find it. So don't change the directory like I just said, and click the install button. It might pop up with a notification that you need to approve on your computer. And then after that, you can go ahead and launch it. So here's what it'll look like. Once you set it up, it kind of has my settings saved from last time. I just deleted it and reopened it. But all right, so when you first open it up, it may need you to update the sound pack, driver names, personalization, things like that. One thing I recommend doing is turning the background noise down, because when you hear him talking to you, he'll have cars in the background, which is kind of distracting for me. So I turn that all the way down. I also turn down the message volume down a good bit because it can get pretty loud. So I changed that. One thing you're going to want to do, the first thing you're going to want to do is change the game over here on the right. If you select the wrong game, when you try to start it, it'll make you try to find the directory, which is what I was talking about earlier, which can get confusing. So it says here, plugin needed. If you're on the right game, so it'll say select ARCA installation directory. I don't have ARCA Sim Racing.
Radio check.
So it's not going to work for me. So make sure you go down to whatever game you're using. I'm using iRacing, and it won't make you select a directory when you hit start. But before we hit start, since you need to change a couple of things first, down here in the bottom right, this voice recognition mode is going to be disabled. I recommend selecting this to a hold button and then programming that to a button on your wheel. So I have a G920. Double click that, and then you hit this one right here, talk to Crew Chief. You hit an assign control, and then you hit your button. So what that's going to do is when you hit that button, it will automatically recognize your voice in your default recording device in Windows. I was trying to mess around with the properties, and I couldn't figure out how to change what device it used to pick up your sound. So make sure you check that in your Windows setting to change your default recording device. And we'll get into that in a minute. The other thing you want to change too is up here in the top right is my name. It'll be blank, but just type in your name. I type in my name, Zach. It doesn't have the proper spelling, but when you click Z-A-K and hit play,
Bad luck, Zach.
it sounds just like my name, so who cares? It's also got some nicknames available here. You can pick, you could choose whatever name you want. You can go with the name that's not even remotely close to you. Only you will be hearing this, so as long as you know that it's you, you can do it. So, once you pick your name, hit select, and OK. It'll restart the app, and you're good to go. Make sure you're selected on the game over here. Usually it doesn't change it that much. I think it just changed it because I selected my name. Then you're going to hit start.
Radio check.
As you can see, the sound turned way down from what it just was when I was picking my name. That's because I turned this message volume down to like 2.5. I don't need it to be loud. I already have enough going on in my ears as I'm playing the game anyways. I get very sidetracked. So if I have a guy yelling in my ear, it's going to just throw me off. So let's jump in a game. I'm going to throw a game on with some rain in the forecast so that way we can talk to him about rain and stuff as well. So, all right, now that you're in the game, one thing you may want to do, and I haven't found a solution for it yet, is to turn down or turn off your spotter that you already have. So in my previous video here, I talked about installing the JJ Spotter Pack, which is more of a in-game, nothing extra needed, no extra programs. It's just download the pack, put it into a sound file, and then you can do that. In this situation, Crew Chief here is its own thing. It will do both if you have both enabled. I don't recommend it because it's really kind of difficult to kind of figure out, who's talking to who, and one may say you're clear, one may say you're not. So if you're going to use this one, which in my opinion I think is way better, just because it adds more opportunity for you to do things, which I'll get into in a minute, I would recommend disabling your in-game spotter. I've done this a couple times where I've clicked this enable spotter button and it keeps popping up. So what I did is I just turned my spotter voice all the way down to -40. Hopefully if it does enable, it just is too quiet for me to hear it. So once you load into your car, remember that button that we pressed earlier, that button that we mapped, which is your talk to Crew Chief button? That button is going to be important because when you press it and you say things like, how's my fuel?
105 litres remaining.
There you go. Now that information could be useful to you. I don't really know liters means, but when I pair that up with some of my overlays, iOverlay and Race Labs, which I will make another video on how to install, that information can be really useful because it could help you calculate how many laps of fuel you have left or how much longer you have left driving. So the other thing too is it's kind of difficult. Now, in a road race, not so much, but in a NASCAR race, it could be pretty difficult to get into your black box here in the bottom right and change your tires. Or let's say you only want your left side tires or your right side tires replaced. It could be difficult to drive maybe during a green flag run and you're trying to change out all your tires. You could just tell your spotter, pit stop, change all tires.
Copy that.
Just like that. You're going to change all your tires. Or you can say, pit stop, add 10 gallons.
Acknowledged. 10
And
gallons.
it says 10 gallons, but down here in the bottom it said 38 liters. So it does that for you. You can also do things like pit stop, change left side tires.
Okay, acknowledged.
Left side tires done. You can also say pit stop, fast repair.
Okay, understood.
As long as you're clear and concise with your commands, it will understand what you're saying. I have a list of commands that I'll link to in the video that you can use from the Crew Chief forum that I found. There's a lot of commands on there. I don't know if all of them are going to be necessary. Maybe more so for road racing. Pit stop, I think, is the most useful it's going to be, along with lap times. All right, so after adding all those commands together, should be able to run a couple of laps and get some responses. One that I just read here that I think would be really cool is read the corner names. Here we go. Let's try this. Read corner names.
Yep, okay.
As you drive through, it should give you the corner names when you apex, is what it says. So we're driving at Imola. We're driving the
Pit lane speed limit is
AMG GT4.
kilometers per hour.
Let's see if it tells us some names.
Tamarella.
There you go. You heard it. So that could be useful when you're driving and you hear that there's an accident in a sector ahead and you're not sure what corner he's talking about. And it says this only does this for a lap, so. Oh.
Bad luck, Zach.
So now that we have damage, whoops, now we can say things like this. How's my damage?
Come on, are you okay? Okay, can't hear you. Maybe the radio's gone.
Status report. How's my car? Damage report. Damage report. Is my car okay? Well, I guess that one doesn't work really well, but you get the point. All right, well, thank you all for watching the video. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me directly. My Discord is always open. I'll leave the links for how to download, the actual link for the download for Crew Chief, and the link for the commands that I found on the forum site. So those two things will be available, as well as the link to the JJ Spotter Pack if you want to go with something a little bit different. So thank you all again. Have a great day.